What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports, and I'm your host, Constance. Now, conference tournament for the NCAA women's basketball are concluding. We got a couple conferences that's finishing up here within the next couple days. UConn just won their conference, so I don't really want to talk about the big teams. Like, the big teams won the games that we knew they were going to win. Some lost, some that we didn't see them losing. But overall, your bigger teams did what they do. I do want to talk about a couple of the smaller teams that actually punched their ticket to the big dance. You got Washington State Cougars, which is awesome that they did, especially that I am currently living in Washington. So that's pretty awesome for Washington State to get their big ticket. Um, who was it? Virginia Tech just won. They just got themselves a ticket. Same with a small little town of St. Louis. So it's pretty awesome to see some of the smaller teams coming out on top and getting those tickets to the dance that they probably wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't for the conference tournament. And I kind of think that's what the conference tournament is more um, about those teams that's right there on the bubble that just winning some games. Even the teams that don't go all the way and win the championship, if they win one game or two games in the tournament, then that boosts up their seeding, and that helps them. They probably was right there on that bubble, and they just need maybe one or two more seeds, and then they will be definitely in the big dance. So I would say that this past week of tournaments with the SEC, the ACC, Big Ten, all of these teams, who came out on top was who we thought would come out on top. Roughly, we definitely all thought that Notre Dame would come out on top in their conference, but with the loss of Olivia Miles, that was definitely one that we just hope that they didn't be that bad. But with them having to play Villanova, not Villanova, my bad, when they're having to play Louisville again right after beating Louisville to actually win the conference, the regular season from them, that was definitely good. Um, that was definitely a hard one to catch. But then Virginia Tech comes into the ACC tournament final and beat Louisville was a very big thing. And you don't really think about Virginia Tech like that, but they've been having a really good season this year. So it's exciting to see what they're going to do in the tournament as well. Iowa did what Iowa does. In other words, Caitlin Clark did what Caitlin Clark does, and that was phenomenal. Uh, Villanova coming in and getting to the finals, which their finals are tomorrow, I believe. Are their finals were today. They ended up playing UConn, losing to UConn, but they didn't get blown out by UConn, so that's a good thing. So they shouldn't really lose any seeding. um, Gonzaga beating BYU in their semifinal to go on for tomorrow to play is going to be exciting. So, like I said, we got some few more coming up for the tournaments for the conference, so that's gonna be exciting. And then the big dance is gonna start up here soon. Um, I think what happened this past week in basketball is what March is all about, starting with the LSU and Tennessee game, with LSU being up by 17 points, and Tennessee coming back in the second half and taking over pretty much. They played more like Tennessee, and they just made LSU play back. They made them turn over the ball. They couldn't get into rhythm. They wasn't settling down. They were not. They didn't have enough energy. Didn't have enough energy. They were dragging that second half. And Tennessee is not a team that don't drag. Like, they're a very high tempo team all the time. So if you get tired, that's their whole game plan. Is to just keep going at you and going at you, and they know you're gonna get tired before they're gonna get tired, and then that's when they go to work. And so they came out with a very good win, very good game. Not for us LSU fans, but for the women's game, it was a very, very good game. And then they went on to lose to South Carolina in the SEC final. But yeah, I mean, most people had South Carolina winning the SEC tournament. Most people also had South Carolina LSU going head to head, which I think that would have been a very, very good game. I don't think it would have been as bad as the first time they played. Um, but still, Tennessee, South Carolina, seeing Tennessee back up there, being back up ranked in the conference plays and stuff like that is really, really good to see. It's been a long time since we've seen the orange in the postseason, as you could say. They're the first postseason of the postseason. So I'm definitely excited to see what Tennessee does. Um, it's going to be great. I still couldn't tell you who's going to be in the actual finals of at the end of the big NCAA tournament. Some see, obviously, everyone sees South Carolina playing in that final game, but I could not tell you who their opponent is going to be. A lot of teams are playing some of their best ball at this moment, and it's gonna be great basketball. Hopefully, I'm not traveling that much, and I can actually sit home and watch it. But yeah, so shout out to the smaller teams, not really smaller teams, but the teams that don't get that much light, as some of our bigger teams, winning their tournaments and punching their tickets to the big game. That's what it's all about. And I can't wait to see what they do next. I can't wait to see what some of our bigger market teams do as well. And it should be fun. So keep watching. I'm gonna keep putting up the videos. You know what I'm saying? Help me support the women's game. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, this is Constant Sports. See you next time. Peace, love, happiness.